us. And it says we are live. And Nancy and I were just chit-chatting. And I looked and I said, hey, Tom's here, early ritual. And I looked and I said, oops, Nancy.
We're late to our own live.
We're late to our own live. So thank you, Early Ritual, for reminding me how late we were. But not how late, but it's all good. And Tom, I hope you're feeling better. Tom wasn't feeling too good with his back over the weekend, so I hope you're taking it easy. And
better. Yeah.
Yes. And first one in chat, say hello, was Garnet. So Garnet is here.
Garnet.
Hello, my dear. And if I am here, you know you are running late. True.
Right. If the truth be known.
He says he is. He goes, I am feeling better. That's good.
Good.
And Magus is here. Love you too, Magus. And Magus, you changed your picture. How interesting. I'll have to go to your channel.
Yeah, he has that with music at the end of his videos a lot of times. It's gorgeous. Yeah, I'm enjoying your channel so much, Magus.
Me too. I like to pop in and say hello. And Tom says, rested the back and doing good, trying to take it easy. There we go.
I hope everything's all right with you, Garnet.
And Megan says, Nancy, Heather, you are awesome. It's nice to hear that from people every now and then. Gives you the warm fuzzies. So as always, Magus, I hope you are having a beautiful day in Asha, as you always wish us when we watch your videos.
Yes. Magus, I'm reading your second book, or the second book that I'm reading is the one about frankincense and myrrh. I just started it, so I'll leave a review when I'm done with it.
Oh, wow, very nice. And we have somebody new in our chat, Shield Maiden's Mystical Reads.
Ooh,
whoa, I like that. Hi. Welcome, Shield Maiden. Now, that's the third Shield Maiden. I know there's Shield Maiden Deanne, and there's Shield Maiden Mandy in the UK. And now we have Shield Maiden Mystical Reads. Yeah. And so people are popping in now. And we love you too, Magus. Alexis is here. Hello, Alexis. And Alexis, you're going to have to join Nancy and I one of these days. We would love to have you on.
Yes.
And Sandy Black is here. Hello, sir. Hi, Sandy. How are you doing in the UK as well? Our friends over the pond, as we like to say. Oh, it is Mandy.
All right, Mandy.
Mandy, you changed your name again. Kind of like how I do. So Mandy is here and talk about late. So yes, we have lots of fellow readers and chatters from across the pond. And Alexa says, yes, I would love to. I'll be in touch.
Yeah.
We'll have you on. We'll figure out something. And Karen is here. Hello, Karen. Miss Kerber. And so Nancy and I thought about doing sacred sites today. We've been talking about different aspects of the divine feminine, of the goddess. And I was talking about the other day how I saw a beautiful picture of the Chalice Well in Glastonbury, which is like on my bucket list. If I ever came into money, boom, it's right off to, England I go. I have to go, not just see Stonehenge, but I have got to go to the Glastonbury, where the Sacred Tor is, the Chalice Well. And so I said to Nancy, why don't we maybe do a show talking about some of the different sacred sites around the world for certain goddesses? And she thought that was a great idea. And look who we have here. Hello, Iron Fire Horse. Good to see you.
Hi.
I don't know if you know Iron Fire, but I think I met you. It was either in Bobby's chat, maybe, or it was, I don't know. I can't remember, but it's good to see you again. There's so many of us now in the community. Yes. We run into each other and we say hi. So it is good to see you. Bobby's. Yes. Okay. And Sandy says, Glastonbury is not far from me. Oh,
Sandy.
Yes.
Enjoy it for us, okay?
Yes, Sandy. Iron Fire is on Chris. Oh, on Chris's channel too, a lot. Okay.
Okay.
So, Brenda, hello. So Brenda, everyone, Brenda also has a channel. She does readings and astrology as well,
Yes.
astrological readings. So be sure to check out Brenda's channel as well. And Shelby is here. I just got on my car out of work. Well, drive home carefully. Thanks for joining us. So I'm going to go ahead and let Nancy start because she has a lovely green Tara meditation for us um, after her share. So handing it right over to you, Madame.
Well, let me see. Let me get my stuff together here. I've got to
Ooh.
let's see.
Hi, Michelle. Were your ears ringing a little while ago? Me and Nancy were talking about you. The good stuff, I promise. And Jonathan is watching, and I hope so is Rosie. Much love and kisses to Rosie. And Amanda, Mama Sushi is here. You would spend a fortune, ladies, in lots of shops. I hear it's very commercialized, but I have seen pictures. It's beautiful. Not to mention the famous Glastonbury Music Festival that they have there every year. So thank you, everybody. And I'll just again.
Okay. All right. I just have to this book is hard to follow. Okay, page 98. Just hold this thought for just a minute.
Hold this thought.
I'm almost there. I'm
holding
at 90, 94 and then 104 and where's 98? Okay. The first goddess that I wanted to talk about is Aphrodite. And here's a picture from the deck that I have. And it says that she is, I am love, I give love, I receive love, I love myself. And the site associated with her is the Aphrodisias, and it is in Turkey.
Ooh.
And this is what it says about it. It was named after the Greek goddess Aphrodite. This sacred site is dedicated to the love, passion, and beauty. The swans, here, let me hold this up so you can see it. The swans on the card gaze lovingly at each other.
Move over a little more.
Whoop, there we go.
There you go.
Sorry, you'd think I was dyslexic, wouldn't you? Let's see. The swans on the card gaze lovingly at each other, representative of Aphrodite's desire to bind people together in love. Enter a world of romance depicted by the 5-petaled white rose. This emblem refers to Venus, the Roman goddess of love and Aphrodite's counterpart, as does the symbol that represents the planet Venus. Now, in the book for this particular card, what it says about Aphrodite is that she is the Greek goddess of the sea, love, and beauty. Love, self-assurance, passion, and beauty. Aphrodite stepped fully formed from the foam of the waves, a beautiful and voluptuous being. She had many dalliances and also loved meddling in affairs of men and other deities, famously inciting the Trojan War as revenge on the king of Sparta who broke an agreement with her. Wow, talk about, what goes around comes around, huh? Yeah. A ritual associated with Aphrodite is pen a heartfelt note to someone expressing your appreciation and affection. Leave it somewhere for them to find. Oh, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so these are the cards that I had for her. Now, the next goddesses that I found that I thought were really interesting, it's kind of like, the Maiden Mother in Crone. Well, it is the Maiden Mother in Crone. And the goddesses are Alat, AL-LAT, and AL, wait a minute here. That's a lot. Let's see, here we go. AL-UZZA, and Manat, M-A-N-A-T. And they are associated with Mecca, and Petra. Now, Mecca is just this huge city where so many of the faithful go and worship every year, just thousands upon thousands. And I think this past year something happened and there was a stampede and a lot of people were hurt. I mean, there were a lot, just like 250,000 people there. And a lot is here, the blue. She's the maiden. Al-Uzza, Uzza, is the mother, and Manat, Manat, from which they all came, is the crone aspect of this deity. And there is some belief is that their names are mentioned in the Quran, and then I think maybe Manat is, but not the other two. But they were believed to be the daughters of Allah. And then there's some other people that come in and say, no, the daughters of Allah are angels. So, it's kind of a controversial thing, because, and the reason it's controversial is they were goddesses of Mecca before Islam claimed Mecca as their holy place. And so that sort of changed everything. And a lot of the statues that were made to, of the likeness of these goddesses were destroyed, which, is kind of like an ever occurring theme that we're noticing on this travel through the goddesses. But when I was visiting China, we went to Shahu, which was the Labrang Tibetan monastery is there. And, it's not a real fancy place. The streets are dirt. And when you go up to the monastery, there up on the hill, there is a likeness of one of their deities. And you would see these pilgrims coming, and they would get to the very beginning of the path and they would get on their knees and they would bow down, and then they would move a few steps on their knees and bow down again, and do this over and over again until they got to the top. And it would take them all day, but they are so faithful in their worshiping of their deities. So what I'm going to do real quickly is one of the Buddhist goddesses that we have talked about is Kuan Yin. And this is, I treat everyone I meet with compassion and empathy. And, I have, I don't know, let's see, where is she? I have a likeness of Kuan Yin here on my altar. She is the essence of compassion and love. And I think we have talked about Kuan Yin quite a bit in the past. So I'm not going to go into a lot of the details about her. In the book, it says, let's see what the little meditation that it has for her says. Kuan Yin, the Buddhist goddess of compassion, is revered for her empathy and mercy. This ritual cultivates kindness, reflecting her benevolent nature. Offer a genuine compliment to someone you interact with. Practice active listening, showing full attention and empathy. That's hard because we're so attached to all these things around us. Affirm, I extend compassion and understanding to all around me. And sometimes that's hard to feel compassion for someone that's annoyed us or whatever. Now, the main goddess that I wanted to talk about,
can I add something really quick about Kuan Yin?
Sure, yes.
A little fun tidbit. There is a in I believe it's Hong Kong area. Is the I don't know how to pronounce it. It's TSZ, so I'm going to And the last name of this place is called Shan, which is interesting. The Shan means mountain. And it's Tishan Monastery. And there's a statue of Kuan Yin that's 76 meters tall. Now, I'm not sure how tall that is in feet, but they said that Our Lady of Liberty is approximately 90 something. And so this statue of Kuan Yin is almost as tall and as big as our Statue of Liberty. And a big, beautiful temple dedicated to Kuan Yin is on the island of Honolulu. And I know Jonathan Daly has mentioned that in the past. And Iron Fire Horse said, I'm Buddhist and have never heard of Kuan Yin.
Well, I
Oh,
thought
Iron Horse.
originally, I thought
She's
Kuan
beautiful.
Yin was the goddess of Japan, but she's not. She's a
She's
Chinese
all-encompassing.
goddess. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, but she started out as a Chinese. I think she was the daughter of a Chinese king, and he wanted her to, to be a princess, and she chose to live on the streets with the people and show compassion rather than, oh my.
Nancy is my
Well, that
goddess.
distracted me.
And Michelle said, love the info, Nancy. We adore Kuan Yin as well. She's a wonderful goddess.
Yeah.
And she's, basically considered like the Mother Mary of the East, because both of her and Mother Mary share compassion, mercy, love, and kindness. So, and really quick here, Maga said, in my video today, I talk about Isis. I know you will love it. Isis is the keeper of wisdom and love, the one who gathers what has been broken and brings it back to life. She is magic in purest form. Oh, you're giving me shivers, Megs, because she is briefly on my list. She's one of the ones I mentioned.
Right.
So,
awesome.
And Iron Fire Horse says, I practice Tibetan, probably Buddhism from another country. And Garda says, oh, I just love Nancy.
Aww.
So I will let you continue so I don't keep distracting you with.
Well, what I was going to tell, I guess you could use this with Kuan Yin, but when I visited the Labrang Monastery with the Tibetan monks, of course, China killed a lot of the Tibetan monks back when they took over Tibet and made it their own instead. And the Dalai Lama had to flee to India. But the Potala Palace was his home, and it is now occupied by China. And I'm not sure, what's going on with that. I know I have a lot of posters and things and that I had bought about free Tibet, but I don't see that happening in my lifetime anyway. But when I was at the Labrang Monastery, the goddess that was very, very evident there was Green Tara. And on this card, what it says is, when I act with kindness, I am filled with joy. And I love that. And I just wanted to tell you a little bit about Green Tara. And then I have a meditation that we can all do, regarding Green Tara. And, I will read it and, whatever you want to do, if you want to, open your palms to receive and close your eyes, or, kind of. And what I would recommend is to ground yourself before the meditation. And it says, Green Tara is a Buddhist goddess of compassion, enlightenment, and protection. She is a manifestation of Tara, the female Buddha, who is especially revered in Vajrayana and Mahayana Buddhism. She is a consort, oh my goodness, these names, of Amargosha Siddhi Buddha and Vairashana Buddhism. She's associated with moon, night, and the stars. She is associated with fertility, the growth of plants, flowers, and trees. She protects people from fear and danger. She is ready to help and provide protection to those in need. She is a savior who saves beings from worldly and spiritual danger. How can people connect with Green Tara? They can pray to her for protection, healing, and support in times of distress. And people can meditate on Green Tara to feel her love and wisdom. And you can develop, as with any goddess, that you choose, you can develop a relationship with them and draw closer to them and have them communicate and with her. And she is a fully enlightened female Buddha. And when you meditate on her, you can awaken your Buddha nature. So
Iron Horse has said, really quick, Iron Horse said, Green and White Tara are special to me. I have received many empowerment of each.
That's
beautiful.
Wonderful.
Thank you for sharing.
Yes.
I just wanted to share that.
So I thought I would start the meditation. We need to approach Tara with an open heart and mind. So you want to settle your mind, resting in natural open awareness. Then take refuge in the awakened ones and generate the motivation to awaken yourself for the benefit of all sentient beings. Recite, until awakening, I will take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and noble Sangha. By the merit of my acts and generosity and other awakening qualities, may I attain full awakening for the benefit of all beings. Then you visualize Tara. Think that everything dissolves into emptiness, openness. Then visualize that in the sky in front of you, from her, seed syllable TAM, Green Tara instantly appears sitting on a full open lotus in moonseed. She is blue-green, the color of a mountain lake. She is arrayed in silk and jewels, symbolizing the 6 transcendent perfections and full awakening. Invite her wisdom. Radiate light from your heart center. Imagine that it purifies the phenomenal world, makes offerings to the enlightened ones, and invites Tara's wisdom, awareness to be present with you. Visualize that this happens through numerous small forms of Tara raining down. In order for Tara to be able to benefit us, we need to approach her with an open heart and mind. Through continued meditation practice on Tara, we can establish a relationship in which we are able to trust and rely on her. And the more we are able to open to Tara, the more she is able to benefit us. Radiate light from your heart center. Let's see. Imagine that it purifies the phenomenal world. I think I already said that, didn't I? Yeah, I did. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Then receive her love. Repeat the mantra Om Tar Tutar Tura Soha. And I know I'm Om Ta Turtar Tura Soha, and visualize that from her outstretched right hand comes a river of wisdom elixir, turquoise green in color. This removes all fear, gives protection, removes obstacles and obscurations, and transmits enlightened awareness to you. Make prayers to Tara. Pour out your heart to her and receive her love and blessings. Then imagine that Tara dissolves into light and dissolves into you. Think that your mind is inseparable from Tara's enlightened mind. See yourself in the form of Tara, appearing as a body made of light, emptiness and form inseparable. In your heart area is the blue-green TAM. From it, light radiates out joy, compassion, loving kindness, strength, and equanimity for all beings. To repeat her mantra while Repeat her mantra while your heart is radiating these qualities. When you have finished repeating the mantra, gradually dissolve the visualization until there is just a drop of turquoise light left in your heart area, the essence of your wisdom and compassion. Then this dissolves into space like a rainbow disappearing in the sky. Rest your mind for a few minutes or longer. Then dedicate the merit of your meditation practice to all beings. Through this goodness, let's see here, excuse me. Through this goodness, may awakening spontaneously arise in our stream of being. May all obscurations and distortions fall away. And then remember to keep doing it.
Lovely.
I think she is a beautiful, beautiful goddess. She's a very powerful goddess. Reading this and thinking about the statues that I saw of her when I was in China, it makes me want to work with her too. I have never really worked with her, but I think that I need to.
I've had a statue of her since 2007, and I have not yet worked with her, but I enjoy having her presence here. You know, perhaps at some point I will, or she just meant to just sit and be like, I'm just chilling here, just hanging out. But Celine had a question for you. Selena, excuse me. Do you have the larger book of that deck, Nancy? It is so good. More information and rituals in the book.
You mean this one?
I believe so.
That one? I do not. I just have this little book. I'll have to look for that because I do love this deck. I love the simplicity of it. And you know, before we go forward, Heather, I would like to mention those decks if it's all right. Yeah. Amazon is kind of going crazy with their sale items, and I wanted to show you what's available right now on Amazon's website. These are the authentic decks. This is the Wandering Heart deck. Your journey into clarity and trust starts here. The list price in the United States is $24.99. And right now on Amazon, you can buy it for $2.49.
Wow.
The second deck is Messages of Her. And it is real women, real stories, real inspirations. And it is the modern day women and a lovely hardbound guidebook. And this is what the cards look like. Now here's Amelia Earhart, which is Adventurer. And the book has this much information on each one of the women. So, and this deck, the list price is $26.99, and you can buy it today on Amazon for $2.66. So if you were interested in these, I just thought, you know, don't wait until next week. Do it now because they won't be on sale for very long. It's a blue light special. Really inexpensive last week, and now the price is back up. So I don't know what they're doing, but it's wonderful for us. If you're interested in the deck and want to pick it up.
And Selena said, no larger. There's a hardbound book, and she says there is an unboxing on her channel where she shows that.
Okay, so I'll look at it. I just got the itty bitty one. I didn't order the bigger deck, I guess, or the bigger packaged one with the bigger book. But thank you.
John has joined us.
Hi, John.
John Savage. And so, and I know that Karen was sharing some of those decks in our chat today. So, were you all done?
I am.
I shall proceed. Okay.
I am. Yes.
So for me, I'm going to start out with the Chalice Well. and it's hard for me to show pictures because of my phone. But so, um, and as Sandy said, he doesn't live very far from here, but in Glastonbury, England. Well, Glastonbury is actually known as to be the former Isle of Avalon, and people are like, "Well, where's the Isle?" There is a
Mhm.
great mountain called the Tor, and on the top is what's remaining of St. Michael's Church. There had been an earthquake, and at one point, and that's all that's left remaining standing is that one tower that's seen on the top of the Tor. But at one point, the Tor used to be an island. Back way back in the day, that whole area was all filled in with water. And when the monks moved in, they wanted to drain the area and start bringing in for developing farmland and cropping or whatever. So that whole area had been drained out, and the island was removed. However, Glastonbury is considered the sacred site of Avalon. Um, I know I had a person. Well, I'll say I know I had a person. I feel that I had a past life there. Um, the minute I started watching the Mists of Avalon miniseries on TV, I started bursting into tears when I saw the boat and the man. I was just like, "Oh my god, what's going on?" So, for me, that is one of my destinations. I would love to go there, and there is a certain section of it. It's huge. There's like different pools, beautiful garden, but I focused on the Chalice Well, and of course its original was for the goddess. There are waters that run deep from underneath, from a very deep running aquifer, and some as the water has a high iron content to it, so it turns red. And so for the early people, the pagan people, the goddess people, they saw that as, kind of like representing the blood of the great mother giving birth. And the white is kind of like a baptismal, or some could even see that as the male aspect for, counterpart to the goddess. I don't know if YouTube is going to like this, but screwed YouTube. The white representing, the semen. So you have the blood and the semen of the male and the mother. And then when Christianity came in, they made it all about, well, this chalice, well, it's red because Joseph of Arimathea came here and he put the blood of Christ in the water to eat. So, it's quite possible that Joseph did. But again, it's another example of Christianity coming in and taking over people's lands and their mythologies and their cultures and their histories. So for me, the Chalice Well is a place that I would love to be able to go to. And it's between two hills, the Tor and Chalice Hill in Glastonbury, and that's in Somerset. And the spring is an ancient spring, and it's sometimes referred to as the blood well. Um, the waters constantly flow at 25,000 gallons per day. Wow. At a constant temperature of 52 degrees. So people go there for baptismals, Christian and pagans alike come to the well, and you can see pictures online of people placing the beautiful flowers and everything. The Vesica Pisces, symbol on there, is supposed to be representing, the aspects of the goddess. And of course, when the Christian came in, they said, no, that represents the fish. That is because of Jesus. So again, you have, the mix of the Christianity in there as well. And there's a lot quite about it that they talk about. Um, and let's see, I just want to kind of go down a little bit because there was something here. The well shaft is approximately 3 feet 5 inches by 3 feet 5 inches, and is constructed from large squared blocks of local lias. The total depth is 9 feet, with the lower 5.5 feet of the walls undisturbed, while the blocks above this height have worn surfaces. One suggestion is that these upper stones are the remains of a corbelled roof. The walls of the shaft are bonded and fit very closely. And what really caught my attention was this down here. Um, Interestingly, the inner chamber of this well is built to ancient measurements used by both Egyptian and early Christian builders, but early Egyptians. So there again, you have the Egyptian culture and their measurements and everything come together for the building. So lots to learn about. Just lots of really beautiful pictures. I recommend looking them up. Just absolutely. I'm just looking here going, oh my God, my heart's like beating. So that was the main one that I wanted to talk about. So moving on, I do have from, and I don't have pictures for everybody, but from the Goddesses of the World, I pulled out Nana Buluku, but but Nana is actually known as Nana Baruku. Sometimes she's known as Buluku, and she is considered the grandmother of all Orishas. And her sacred areas are swamps, groves, riversides, and under the baobab tree, or the baobab tree. She's African goddess, but she's part of West African tradition, Nigeria, Ghana, and she's also very much in New Orleans and part of the voodoo religion. And so the swamps is also a sacred um, place for her as well. She's honored in the swamps, and she is a deity of the Yoruban, and she's considered the grandmother of all Orishas. So that was Nana Baruku. So next up, I have, of course, I had to do Pele. And Pele, her mountain, her sacred space, her home is Mount Kilauea. And her actual home is within the caldera in they called a fire pit. And they named it Halama Uma'u. And so people go when they can, and there's offerings of flowers and things to her. And some of the myths is that I have to, study a little bit more, but there used to be like sacrifices would be made to her, and I think young men might have been part of that, and so I'm not quite sure, but people today offer her flowers and gifts and things into the volcano as a form of honoring and worshiping her. Um, Next up, we have Pachamama. I even love saying Pachamama. There's actually a metaphysical store in New Hampshire that we used to love to go to in Concord, and it was called Pachamama. I don't know if it's still there. And she is connected to the Andes Mountains. And her sacred sites are Salcante Mountain and Usangate. And pilgrim and rituals are also done at Machu Picchu because it's all within that mountain range. So we have Pachamama. And what I don't have a card for is, the oracle at Delphi. Um, the high priestesses were known as Pythia. Those were the titles for the high priestesses. And they're thinking Delphi, and the priestesses were originally somewhere as far back as 1400 to the 8th BC, and they were considered messengers of Apollo. They worked with the god Apollo. So let me move that aside now. And so Isis, I have a picture of Isis. Well, this representation, of Isis. And Isis, let me pull up her temple was in Aswan, and it was originally on an island. And at one point, a dam was built. And to protect, they really worked at getting a way of protecting her temple, because with this dam being created, it was going to flood and destroy her temple and everything. Oops, no, that's Hathor. Let me go to temple here of Isis. So thank you everybody just for bearing with me. My service seems to be a little slow. So at least I got a little bit of a picture there. It's kind of hard to see. So the temple of Isis is actually located on the eastern bank of Aswan, govern, govern, governorate, next to the eastern fence of the city. So part of the temple was built during the reigns of Ptolemy III and the Fourth, but was later on converted into a church, which was most likely to venerate Saint Mary. So again, we have Isis, Mother Mary, with the mother and child. The temple is one of the most important archaeological discoveries due to the fact that it was found preserved in great condition since its discovery in 1871. The temple remains standing tall with its four magnificent walls and roof with distinctive granite panels. So without fully going into the description, it was saved, and it is located in Aswan. Just looking to see if there's anything else here. Oh, yes. So let me just, in addition, is decorated with a series of wonderful scenes, some of which illustrate beer being served to Isis, my girl. I'm a beer girl. I enjoy that more than the hard liquor. So I can see me and Isis kicking back and having a brewski every now and then. That's very cool. Whilst other was represents the goddess Ma'at being presented to the god Khnum, as well as another scene depicting pure water being poured on the goddess of Isis. So that's what I have for her. So let me move on to the Temple of Hathor. And someone called me that once, thinking that was my name. I'm like, no, it's Heather, not Hathor. But I thought it was kind of interesting. So the Temple of Hathor, and Hathor is a goddess. It's a temple at Dendera, and it is what's known as one of the most largest and most impressive buildings in the Dendera temple complex. So it's in older texts it's referred to as the Temple of Tentira. I don't know who that is, but which is one of the best preserved of all Egypt. And so, of course, when the Christianity took over, a lot of armies and stuff came through, damaged a lot of statues and temples and things, but there are some that still remain, and hers is located in there. And I'm just looking to see. So no, there's lots of reading. But the present Temple of Hathor was largely built by Ptolemy the 12th and Cleopatra the 7th, and added to by Trajan. I don't know who that is. When Cleopatra took her own life following the defeat of Mark Antony by Octavian, the decorations on the external walls had only just begun. That's very interesting. So beautiful colonnades, pylon gateways, the hieroglyphs, the artwork, just absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, lots and lots to read. So very highly descriptive. So another beautiful location. And just moving forward, of course, me being connected, with Mother Mary, we have Lourdes, France, and we have Fatima as well. And what I found really interesting is that the Mary apparitions in Lourdes, France, they started on February 11th. That's tomorrow. And they went from February 11th till July 16th in 1858. But when I just researched that today and saw that that's actually tomorrow's date, February 11th, I thought that was very telling. So beautiful picture of or beautiful area of Lourdes with the apparitions. And let me see. I think I'm all caught up. I mean, there are so many. We have Kildare, the fires of Kildare, that St. Bridget's. The nuns keep going. The sacred pool, we talked about Bridget a couple weeks ago. If it wasn't last week, her pond on the island of, I believe it's Iona. Just lots of different locations all around the world. Aboriginal. It's just there's so many that Nancy and I just want to try to present a few. And let me just take a quick sip. I see that chat is jumping. I hope
it's all about pizza.
Stop it. Stop. I love pizza. We are 60 now. We have to watch what we eat. Oh, John, did you take off the plastic? I could not. Yes, Ange, I could not live without cheese. Okay, so Judith is here. Hello, Judith, my dear. Thank you for joining us. Okay, and we're still talking about food and pizza,
Scott is also here, Heather. He said, hey.
Oh, Scott Scorpio?
Mm-hmm.
Scott, hey, what's up? What's up, boo? So let's see. Yeah, free. Boy, everyone, I'm looking at this going, oh, wow, people are talking about the secret sites. Pizza. Back then, boy, what was your favorite pizzeria?
Maybe we should have been talking about an Italian goddess or something.
Oh, my.
But I
I
don't know
believe
that.
Fortuna was
Yeah.
a goddess. Yep, an ancient.
Oh my
Let's
gosh.
see.
Now lasagna with French fries and or chips. Oh my gosh.
So in the beginning, oh, you want to go to Iona? I would love to. Also, looks beautiful. Iron. Now, do you want me to call you Iron Fire Horse, or do you have a first name that you prefer to go by? Please let me know. And wow, Sharon here is here. Sharon, it's been a while. How you doing?
Gosh.
Okay, so in the beginning in chat, I had asked if there were any sacred sites that anyone has been to. Nancy, you shared yours, and if there are any certain ones that other that we mentioned in chat today, or that we may not know of that you would like to share that you would like to visit, please go ahead and share. Hello, Moira. Because technically, that's what we're here discussing, our sacred sites of the goddess. I don't know, maybe there's a goddess of pizza. I
Well,
don't
you've
know.
been to one that I know of just off the top of my head is Sedona.
Sedona. I've been to Salem,
Mm-hmm.
Massachusetts. I've also been to Salem, New Hampshire, where the American Stonehenge is,
Mm.
and that was
Oh
a very
wow.
interesting place to be. Yes, and Mystic Pizza. Yeah. So we are
Okay.
at
Iron is his nickname. Iron Horse.
Irene is good. All righty, Irene. I think after the Greek goddess of peace, that's beautiful. So I had an aunt Irene. So I shouldn't be able. We used to call her Reen. Well, I didn't because I
My
didn't get to
grandma
know
was
her.
Irene.
But
My
her nickname for her
father's
was
mother.
Reenie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So excuse the goddess loves pizza. Yeah. Uh-huh. John, what am I going to do with you guys? So we are at 5:49. Nancy, did you want to? You still feel up to do some mini readings, or do you want to do a collective?
I had sent you a message.
Oh, okay. Hold on, everybody. I'll be right back. Do, 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 do,
Good.
do.
Oh, look at that pretty picture there. That's one of her creations for her
Um,
oracle deck.
oops. So there will be no readings today.
Well,
Feeling long.
I'm
It's okay.
sorry. I feel like I'm coming down with something. I don't know. I
It's
just,
quite
all of a
possible.
sudden, yeah, I thought it was because I wasn't grounded. And so I grounded myself and,
Irene
oh,
hopes to get to
I
Stonehenge.
want to go to Stonehenge too.
When I was
So
first
badly.
learning
In Glastonbury
Reiki,
tour.
yep, when I was first learning Reiki in Sedona in Arizona, I was living in Flagstaff. There was a Reiki master's class being offered by I don't want to say president or Reiki master founder of the American Reiki Association, and he was actually given permission. You can go in and have your attunements done inside Stonehenge. You were given access. You didn't have to stand outside. You can actually go with inside the Stonehenge and
Mm.
have so oh man, I wish I could have done that. So who knows, maybe someday if they do. And so Irene says, I don't need a reading. I'm just loving the topic of conversation. Me too. And Michelle, Stonehenge is gaining a lot of popularity since Outlander was released.
Yes.
Okay. And Sandy has been to Stonehenge. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Let's see what we have up here. Ange says, Holy Hill Basilica and National Shrine of Mary, Help of Christians in Hubris, Wisconsin. I have the Fatima Shrine up here in Lewiston that I go to every now and then. And Miss of Avalon. Mm-hmm. So one of the things, one of the well, I should mention goddesses of Glastonbury is, Morgan Le Fay, or as in, Miss of Avalon, Morgaine. And of course, I prefer that sort of take on, Morgan Le Fay or Morgaine, because of course, when, the Christian monks took over, because of Morgan being such a strong and powerful woman, she was, a sorceress, and she was bent on destroying her brother, and she was evil and everything. So something which I knew was not true. I mean, I just absolutely did not resonate with that. So Morgan Le Fay, I would love to connect with her there. The Lady of the Lake is also associated with the area. Branwen, Ludoith, a lot of the local goddesses in that area. So then there's very, very many. And Garnet says, West Kennet, Wiltshire Burial Chamber. You can go inside. I must go near Stonehenge. So, yep, and there's Scott. So, hello. So, and Audra, hello, Audra. So, we will end then today. We thank everybody for hanging out with us. And we encourage you to look at some of the pictures of these sites. They're absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
And
I
if
don't
any
know
of these
if I
places,
mentioned this deck that I have. This, if you all are interested in the different sites of the world, here's another deck that's available. If
it was
anybody.
interesting. I liked some of those artworks that you were
Yeah,
showing.
and it gives you a lot of information on each one of the sites. It's really, I mean, like 3 pages or so. So, yeah.
Very nice. Well, thank you,
Yeah.
everybody, for joining us. We hope you had a wonderful weekend. We hope you have a great week, and we will see you on one of our next lives.
Okay.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
everybody.